During a recent press conference, Canelo Alvarez fired back at Terence Crawford, stating firmly that Crawford is not on his level. Canelo criticized fighters who focus solely on surviving 12 rounds rather than delivering competitive and entertaining performance. He argued that overly cautious tactics lead to dull fights that disappoint fans expecting high-level action. Former world champion Kell Brook, who has faced elite fighters like Gennady Golovkin and Terence Crawford, issued a warning about the potential matchup. Brook emphasized that facing Canelo presents a completely different kind of challenge. Unlike Crawford, who is shorter and relies on speed and skill, Canelo combines power, ring IQ, and tactical versatility, making him a unique threat.
It's a wow. It's a wow fight. You know what I mean? It's two supreme athletes fighting against each other. But you've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to move up, and I knew when I boxed Golovkin. There's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion is okay. But when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but, Crawford's very, very, very good.
You think Crawford's still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the ring.
Brook further explained that Canelo's ability to adapt mid-fight and impose his physicality creates a highly demanding environment for opponents. Facing someone as versatile and powerful as Canelo requires a different mindset and level of preparation. Brook's message to Crawford was clear. This won't be like any opponent he's faced before. Canelo's approach is in a league of its own.
He's still got the legs to be maybe outmoving Canelo if he needs to.
Well, I don't know. I think when we look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more, he kind of sets his feet. He's cute with how he approaches, chucking shots and moving. You know what I mean? I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather. But like I say, it's one of them what we've got to tune into and watch. Both unbelievable fighters, but I'd have to favour Canelo. Just his size and his experience, and just his ring generalship. He's got confidence, he's big.
Veteran commentator Jim Lampley expressed strong confidence in Canelo's chances against Crawford. While acknowledging Crawford's exceptional talent and impressive record, Lampley highlighted Canelo's experience, physical strength, and mental toughness as key advantages. According to Lampley, Canelo's history of beating elite opponents across multiple weight divisions, along with his ability to control pace and space, gives him the edge. He also emphasized Canelo's defense and counter-punching skills, which could potentially neutralize Crawford's offense. Lampley believes these qualities make Canelo a more well-rounded and dangerous fighter in this matchup.
He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time Canelo beats himself. If he gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss, because it's important to him to do that.
Which implies you like him against Bud Crawford.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. You know, before the fight against, help me now here,
Madrimov was his last fight. Spence?
Spence.
Yes.
Before the fight against Errol Spence, there were quite a lot of people in the sport, in boxing media, who were saying, you know, I like Spence to win the fight. I was one of those people who said, no way. Errol Spence doesn't have the depth.
Terence Crawford's career has showcased his incredible boxing IQ, power, and adaptability, earning him recognition as one of the sport's elite. However, there's a disconnect between how fans and boxing insiders perceive his style. While analysts admire his technical brilliance and tactical mastery, casual fans often find his methodical approach less thrilling. Crawford prioritizes strategy, precision, and control over raw aggression, which sometimes leads to criticism that his fights lack excitement. As a result, his true skill level is sometimes underappreciated by the broader public.
Crawford, on the other hand, he has been walking down his fighters, and people don't see that but me. For some reason, when I had that tape, people were screaming cat. And it's like David Evanesian, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Gamboa, a meme machine. Even against Madrimov, the way he won the fight was by fighting. It wasn't Floyd Mayweather sticking. This guy has been too athletically gifted, and I mean explosive, hard punching, and too strong for his ops. When he's in orthodox, he boxes more. When he switches, he becomes a puncher. And now he's coming out southpaw. He ends you. He is not, you gotta watch him fight. He does do athletic things where his hands and his feet work together and he catches you for sure. But what he mostly do is he punishes and he bullies his op because he walks you down and whips your ass. He's an ass whip.
Renowned boxing trainer Bomac offered a different take on the matchup, praising Canelo's ability but arguing that Crawford's technical mastery gives him the upper hand. He highlighted Crawford's superior speed, precision, and ring generalship as key factors. Bomac also noted Crawford's unmatched focus and discipline in preparing for fights. He believes that if Crawford sticks to his strategy, his mental sharpness and skill set will allow him to outthink and outmaneuver Canelo. In Bomac's view, the fight could come down to a battle of tactics rather than just power.
This fight with Canelo Alvarez, it was interesting to see the comments from Canelo on how he sort of assessed Bud Crawford's career. I almost feel after the Spence fight that was like an exclamation point on everything he's done, maybe from the critics who never gave him credit, but it almost seems like Canelo was downplaying his achievements. What do you make of that? Is that to build a fight? Because it sells itself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Crawford rebuttal was everybody always say he hasn't fought nobody or everybody that he fought was a no name. But I'm gonna tell you like this: what Crawford said. Well, there was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal.
Not everyone, like when they go against Canelo, I don't think there's anyone else in boxing who you would ask and say this is a possible task for, but for Crawford because of his pound-for-pound abilities. And apparently no rehydration clause, am I hearing that right? He wants full smoke at that weight.
Let's go, man. That's what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best. So why put stipulations in there when you know that you can be the best? So let's go test ourselves.
Look, I appreciate you taking this time, and we don't get to speak all the time, so it's good to get you over here, and maybe we'll catch up later in fight week, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Canelo's business manager, known for guiding one of the most successful careers in boxing, made bold claims about Canelo's physical advantages. He emphasized that Canelo's body is built to absorb punishment and avoid damage, setting him apart from most fighters in the sport.
I hope that Crawford didn't get any ideas from Skull. I don't think he did. I think Crawford is a hell of a fighter, and it's going to be a hell of a fight.
How does weight play a part in that fight?
Oh, what?
How does weight play a part in that fight, do you feel?
Weight?
Weight. The size difference.
Oh no, I don't think that. That doesn't, like you saw today. The guy was like, I don't know how much taller. He didn't really play into it either. But Crawford is a hell of a fighter. And you saw today when they did the face-off in the ring, they're virtually height-wise, they are virtually the same. Crawford might even be a little bit taller. But when you look at Canelo, the way he's built, his legs, his shoulders, his neck, that is why he's never been hurt. And he's never been hurt fighting fighters at a substantially higher weight, substantially bigger than him, and they still couldn't hurt him.
Yeah.
And then you look at Crawford, who is a smaller guy, is moving up 2 weight classes, tried at 154, barely won, couldn't hurt Madrimov, and now he's going to go against the guy with the best chin in the sport. That's why probably odds maker have Canelo as a favorite. But having said all of that, Crawford is just a hell of a fighter. I was there when he fought, I was ringside when he fought Spence.
According to the manager, Canelo's conditioning, muscle structure, and defensive awareness make him exceptionally durable. This ability to withstand physical pressure is seen as a major asset, especially against an opponent like Crawford, who is smaller and less physically imposing. He also pointed to Crawford's recent fights, suggesting that Crawford may not have the physical tools necessary to overcome Canelo's size, strength, and resilience. These advantages could prove crucial in a matchup that pits raw power and durability against elite skill and strategy.